Rick, and I want to discuss their All right. Madam Chair, members of the board, my name is Darwin Beauvais. I'm at 1818 Market Street. Before you today are two applications in the RM1 district, creating a total of 45 affordable rental units in the South Kensington section of the city. This project has the support of the Pennsylvania Finance Housing Agency, the Philadelphia Redevelopment Authority, and the city's Office of Housing and Community Development. Specifically, this project embarks on major redevelopment of blighted and abandoned structures, as well as empty lots all along the area bounded by Cadwallader, Oxford, Bodine, and Jefferson Streets, in order to provide affordable housing. And just orient for Cadwallader, Jefferson, Oxford, Bodine. Now, we plan to develop 3 separate structures. Now, 5 of the units will be 4-bedroom units, 32 of the units will be 3-bedroom units, and 8 of the units will be 1- and 2-bedroom units. Building 1, which is located here, is unique in that the entire building is wheelchair accessible. We have 33 units, and all the units plus the common areas are accessible by wheelchair. Now, all the units on the project, all 45, will have garbage disposals and central air. Now, as you can see from Exhibit 11, I'm sorry, not Exhibit 13, our site plan, we have our common areas, which will include 33 parking areas, bicycle parking, landscaping, and community open space available for residents. Now, with that said, I have with me here today representation from the development team. Mr. Nicholas Cangelosi, she said, great, and Marwan Creedy. Now, Nicholas is from Conifer Realty, and Marwan represents the Philadelphia Arab American CDC. Now, this partnership was formed in response to an RFP that the CDC put out about 2 years ago, in order for them to develop affordable housing in the area. Their goal is to expand the growing neighborhood, and they sought a development partner in order to do this, in order to help make that vision come to life. Enter Conifer Realty. They're a successful national development that has done stuff locally in New Jersey, as well as all right, in addition, we have Mr. Ted Singer, Plum Bob Architect. He is our architect here for and explain his design. Now, I ask that the board please note Exhibit 1, 2, and 3 includes the refusal, as well as clarity from both L&I examiners as to why we received those refusals, which I'll go over later. And of course, Exhibits 13 and 14 includes the site floor. Now, with respect to 1523 Cadwallader Street, we received 1 use refusal and 3 zoning refusals. The use refusal is for not having a minimum front setback for roof decks. The code requires 5 feet, whereas the refusal indicates we have none. In this respect, I ask the board to look at what we're now, the rendering, this is full rendering of Cadwallader, which is along here. And what we are providing are what are called recessed balconies. Now, if you look at Exhibit 2, Andrew Colt, the L&I examiner, was asked directly, why did we receive this refusal? He indicated that the code does not have a definition for balconies. So the technical team actually got together, looked at our proposal, and indicated that because we had a deck standing upon another residential unit with a deck, they will call it a roof deck. And even though that its setback is flush with the rest of our scheme, they still call it a roof deck. So we have issue with that. Now, building 1 of the balconies provides all of the roof decks here, and what we're looking at is what we're calling a 5-foot recessed open deck that has open. In order to comply with this open code, we would have to either get rid of the deck, push everything back to make it flush, and not provide the open. The deck is actually just 5 feet of open space for the individual unit. And we ask that for grant our variance in order to provide this unique design style, in order to provide the amenities for our individual tenants. Now, with respect to our refusal for the rear yard and the rear deck, I asked that the board take notice of Exhibit 13. And what we have here is a courtyard. The board indicated that our courtyard, that we did not provide any rear yard. However, our courtyard does allow a lot of open space as well as amenities for the residents. As you look here, cars can enter, we have individual parking spaces for 37 parking spaces, but we do have walkways as well as an area for passive activity within the court. Now with that, we're indicating that we still are providing enough open space for the residences, and even though that we technically do not meet what L&I is interpreting as rear yard, we do meet the spirit of the code by providing open space via the court. Now, with respect to the height itself, all 3 buildings sit on this one. The height refers to the building that's front at Wallace. We're providing 4 stories because we're providing wheelchair accessible units as well as 33, at least 33. Yes, we're providing 33 units in order for to accommodate the overall program. Now, 38 feet height, I want to show here, comes up from here to our feet. What we're suggesting is that typically under the code, we're still entitled to a parapet, which will reach another 3 feet and 6 inches. That will total out to 41 and 6 inches. We are at 41 and 8 inches, and we believe that the difference of 2 inches is almost negligible. And with that, we ask that you can grant our variance because what the benefit that we are providing is an additional door that can provide wheelchair accessible units in this affordable housing scheme. Now, next, 1505 Cadwallader Street. We have 3 use refusals. 1 for rear yard depth and area, and 1 for the width of our curb. Now, in this respect, I ask that you take notice of Exhibit 3, which is our email exchange with the zoning examiner. Lastly, Shelley. Apparently, we're again suffering an interpretation of the code that is not spelled out clearly in the code. Our refusal was generated because of the measurement where the rear yard begins. And according to L&I, they say that the measurement doesn't begin in the back of the building. It begins at the beginning of the parking lot. Now, if you notice here, this is what we're proposing. Our building front house wall. Here is our lot encompasses both the 3 spaces here as well as the 3 parking spaces. L&I is suggesting that you do not measure the building, the rear yard from the that building. Instead, we have to start here at the beginning of the park. So our refusal is indicated we have no variance. Now again, we ask that the board grant our variance because the reality is that we do have enough open space, there's enough lighted air, and the reason why what motivated developers to place the parking area was really through the community. The community actually wanted to create a community garden, and with the community garden, they decided to put the parking as far away from the rest of the development in order to provide consolidated as much open space as possible. Now we could provide enough parking and provide it in such a way that do not generate refusal. But in order to do that, we will take away from this community garden. So with that, we're asking that the board grant our variance. Now, when it comes to the curb width, we're required to have a maximum of 24 feet. We are at a little bit over 28 feet. Now, we have basic parking with parking standards. We have 3 parking spaces. They total 28 feet. And with that, there is no way that we can comply with this provision without therefore, again, we ask that the board grant our variance in this respect. Mind you, we could have avoided this refusal if we had parked by creating a different parking. But again, that was part of the community garden that we promised the community. Now,
where is the curb cut? Is it on that wall or the Boda?
It's on Boda.
And could you go over, I didn't quite get the argument as to why it needs to be 28
We are providing a standard parking space, which is 8.5 feet width.
Yeah.
And we have 3, and together that averages out to over 24 feet. I believe it's 28.6.
I don't understand the connection between the width of the parking space and the curb cut.
The width of the curb cut is a refusal.
Right.
We're supposed to have 24 feet.
Right.
And we, by placing 3 separate parking spaces side by side, right, we're over 24 feet. By creating that, and the reason why we created a parking space in this side by side, is in order to keep enough open space for the community garden. We could have created a curb cut, standard curb cut, and with the driveway and created a parking. But in order to do that, we would be taking away from the community garden. We actually put together a scheme.
So it needs to be wider to accommodate getting in and out of the parking spaces?
Say that again?
It needs to be wider in order for you to accommodate getting in and out of the parking space walls the way you designed them?
That's correct. So, having said that, again, I mentioned the community several times here, and now I just want to be able to tell you what we have to do with the community. Now, the principals have met with several community organizations, mainly the South Kensington Community Partners. Yes, and they actually executed a developers agreement where they would agree to several provisos. I believe that was sent to the board in a letter. I believe the one that is actually enforceable, it addresses a door along building 1, which was initially removed in order to accommodate what they thought was what the community wanted. But the community asked that door be put back there. In addition, we also, and I would like the board to take note of Exhibit 15, where we have support letters, not only from the councilwoman herself, or the civic group, but we also have support letters from the Planning Commission, as well as from State Representative Curtis Thomas, as well as from State Senator Christine Tartaglia, as well as from other CDCs and presidents and business owners in the area. We also have a petition that was signed, I believe, Exhibit 16, which shows close to 800 people in support of the project in relation to where the project is located. You can see that. And also, if I can bring the board's attention, that we actually have a ton of supporters here in the room right now. Those people who are in support of this project, can you please stand? I just wanted you to take note of the individual here in support. So with that, I believe there's Councilwoman's office as well.
My name is Matt Miller, the Office of Councilwoman Madam Chair, and we're up here on Councilwoman's behalf. I have a letter of support reaching you on behalf of
Okay, let's go back to the setbacks.
Sure.
Tax setbacks. If you're trying to characterize these as balconies, why did you write the application?
Yeah.
So you call them a roof deck in your application?
Yeah.
No? Building one with roof decks and roof-mounted solar collectors?
That's what they considered it when they took in the application.
Okay, that's what I'm asking, whether you crafted this or whether L&I
No, L&I crafted.
Okay, sometimes I think.
Sometimes. Other times.
Okay. So, can you point to them again on the renderings?
Here's a full view of that. And here's kind of like looking down at them. So if you notice, this is the design element, right? We're trying to break up the scale of the building, and we pull back with this set of the units, and we provided the balcony, but we maintain a flush line. Which results in about 5 feet of open space for each unit.
I remember.
So we were there.
I wasn't there specifically for this. There was an application months and months ago or something. So it's when the balcony was open to the sky. Once they're not over to the sky, they're covered on some of the other areas.
And that's funny, right? Just to repeat, he's suggesting that only the roof
I was
decks,
going to say the top one.
only the top ones are what the refusal is about. And when we asked the examiner, he couldn't tell for sure. And if you look at Exhibit 2, I think he says, I'm not trying to say I know exactly what they're thinking, but when they made this decision, but I'm not on the board. I'm not on the committee. So our refusal, we're not sure if it's only applying to these or if it's applying to every one. Now, if it is only applying to the top one, it's still the same issue. And if it's an issue of looking to the sky, let's just think this through for a minute. If this was flush and I provided a balcony, I'm still standing looking at the sky. So, but because I'm flush against the building, I'm a roof deck. So, and if that's how LNI wants to interpret it, then by all means, I'm here asking for a variance.
Okay, are there other questions from the board? Reviewing the provisos.
Just with that,
Go ahead.
I believe the only proviso that's relevant here is the door.
The door. Which one is that?
I believe that's proviso number 14.
14? I only got 12 on this letter. Are we looking at a letter dated March?
It's number 12.
Okay.
Number 12, reintroducing double doors within the community room at the corner of Oxford and Catwalk.
Is that shown on your plans?
No, but we can amend our plans to have that. Or if we can make a proviso, it's clear, it should be clear enough to provide that. I think that would be better for us because we're very time sensitive right now.
For the other items, will you agree on the record to comply?
Yes, and actually, we've actually executed a document.
You have a document?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
that was executed between the developers and the community.
Okay. Then if you've executed the document, then I think that should be.
And it's a private document between ourselves and the community that they can seek and choose to enforce.
And what you have
It-
enforcement mechanism in the document?
I believe we do, and we actually agreed to have this proviso placed on a record. This was, their support was done in exchange for the execution of this document. They had a ton of meetings, they have several very sophisticated neighbors that.
Right. So the document is executed.
That's correct.
Do you have a copy you can provide?
Yeah.
Do we have a recommendation from the planning commission?
Madam Chair, members of the board, this property is indicated for residential and commercial mixed use on the comprehensive plan. We believe that these plans represent a good reuse of these properties. Accordingly, we support the grant requested.
For calendar numbers 22223 and calendar number 22222, my vote is yes to both cases.
Yes, it's the case.
Thank you very much.